All right, we are in the 2024, the Open. Dun 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 dun. Today's Monday's qualifying round in the rookie division. I'm going to practice today, so unless something tremendous happens, my goal, my intention is to practice today, just to check it out. We'll see. There is one of the holes, hole number 8. They redid some of the holes in Granite Point, and they redid hole number 8, and then it was like that for a while, and then just like a couple tournaments, and then they changed it again. I don't know if they felt like it was too easy or what the deal was, but they changed it again. And I have no notes for that. I know I've played it, and I know I've recorded some video on it, but the video I watched one of I think it was Game Set Match tournament. I watched my gameplay on that just to kind of get some notes, and it was the middle configuration. So we'll see. I liked the original configuration of this course. It was super tough, and one of the things that this course taught you, it still teaches you, but it was more in its original configuration, is that it taught you to pinpoint place your ball. That it was more important to be in a certain spot. Oh, you bitch. Hold on. Damn pan. Dang pan. Now I'm going to move you over to the other side again. Let's not get jiggy here. There we go. Yeah, it was more important to be in this spot than it was to get more distance, because this spot you had a shot. There's still some of that on the course, but it's this used to teach you how to do blind curl, and it taught you how to do a bunch of stuff, and it still will. All right, hole number 1, hole number uno. I'm doing the rough bump. Your red line's right here with a sniper. Now that we have 3.5 power balls or 7 power balls, the red line here on a due headwind, you could find yourself pinched up against the red line, and a 4 power ball is kind of a little bit of you do have a little bit of room, and a 4 power ball is kind of a waste on it, but a 7 power ball will fit the bill. We will find some holes where we were just right there with a 3 power ball, and the 7 power ball is going to help get us there. A 3.5 power ball, however you want to look at it. It'll take a while to get the vocabulary right, and so that everybody is like, what are you talking about, a 3 power ball? A Kingmaker is a 6 power ball. The King of Balls is now a 6 power ball. All right, and I'm going to start off the week with 20%. We'll see. What I'd like to do is start the week off hitting perfects. How about that? Perfect. That would be nice. And what was I doing as far as spin? I'm not sure I need the spin. Let me start off with the Titan, and we'll see. We will see. The way the wind's blowing here, you're a couple rings off. You're kind of up in this corner, so you've got a little bit of a window along this side to work with the sand. If you want to get away from the sand and pull out over here, I think I'm going to need more side spin. So I probably should start off with a 3 side spin ball just to make sure. No. Let's go back. Get the right spot. We'll see. If I don't need that, I can always switch it up. 20% times the wind divided by 1. This is one of those holes that a lot of these holes, you get them worked out towards the end of the week, and you start hitting perfects, and you really expect that the ball is going to go in, and this is one of those holes that it's a freaking gopher hole is what it is. This is a Bill Murray hole. The Gophers are out there, and they're moving the cup around. I haven't had a lot of success hitting it from distance, although when I first started playing, hitting it from right here and then bringing it back around was the shot. And part of that is that in one-on-one, I don't ever play with a 3 power ball, so you're not going to get to the rough bump, even with overpower. Boy, they just barely made that. And almost made it. Almost. Let's see what we got here. In this spot, you see, you're right at the red line, so like a 3.5 power ball would definitely be good. It might be good. Let's see how much distance I can separate myself out here and get away from that sand. Can get away from it. 2.5 rings. 3.2. What do I have on there for spin? Like a half, three side spin and a half a top spin. 3.84 rings. Hitting it perfect. And see right there, it's like you didn't pull it enough. And I did a 20. And look at all of the moguls that are in there. That's the whole deal is that it's not smooth. It used to be way back in the day when the hole came out, and it seems like every time it just gets worse and worse as the years go by. They do stuff on here, and the next time you go to the hole, a hole that used to be pretty flat, the green was pretty flat, now it's got fucking hills on it the size of the Himalayas. I mean, look at all of the movement that's behind the... I mean, this is the direction that we're hitting from out here, and look at this hole that's here. So when it's coming through that, I mean, anything off at all, any little teeny bit off. You know what? We're gonna change this up. I'm gonna figure out some other way to play this hole. I am getting tired of that spot. Let me go. Let's go back. Let's go into practice. I think I have at least one practice token. Let me make sure I have let me make sure that I have some bags set up here. I am using that rock bag on one hole, but I don't think there's any holes I'm using my big topper. So let me bring my Thor's hammer. And what else? What other club might work here? And I'm not using my Cataclysm at all. The rock might work. It's got a good ball guide. Let me take a rocket. Let me get a selection here. And I think if I'm really trying to get up in my driver range, I could probably use a lower power ball. We'll go out there and see. I'm gonna go practice. I'm gonna look at a different spot on this hole. This freaking hole, this mound that's in here, seems like it has gotten worse and worse and worse. Like it used to be a pretty flat run to the cup. You know, the green was flat, but we've got so much movement here. When you're hitting through, so imagine your ball's going along and you got this big pit in front of you and it's going up here and it's, you know, here's the bottom of it. If you're one blade of grass off when it comes down this hill, the terrain itself is going to make your ball change direction, and it's not good. Maybe there is a spot coming in from over here. I mean, I like rough bumps, but we're hitting our rough bump into a really shitty area. And I've made shots from over there, but it's like, this is why I say that don't use the word elevation. Use the word variable, whatever bullshit variable they make us. From the tee box to the green here is not that far. I did a plus 20. And I was still 20 off. So, I mean, are we really doing a plus 40? Because I can tell you that's not right. Because I've made this before with a lot less than that. So, I'm banging my head up against the wall on this spot every single time. And I like the shot. But what I really like is to make it. Or at least have a shot at it. And this is a gopher hole. Let's go practice that. Let's go practice it. I do have a couple of practice tokens. What I'd really like is to get an opponent that wants to practice and not an opponent that wants to go out here and with a fucking white ball and take their shots and do the thing. Hey, dudes, we don't win anything in practice. If you see your opponent is out there actually checking stuff out to see what they do, there's no reason you have to get in a hurry. There's no race to get to the finish line. Let them do it. Watch what they're doing so that you can go, hey, I don't have to worry about it. A 5 power ball is not going to work. I don't have to worry about that. You know? Practice. Nobody seems to get the concept. Yeah, okay, we got a white ball. Okay, and their ball guide's going off over here. They're missing it to the left. So are they anticipating that it's going to bounce it to the right? And then they're eyeballing it. Why are you practicing? If you eyeball shots and you're not, why are you practicing? It's like, wow, I made it. Okay, go back out there and eyeball the next one and see if you can replicate that, and watch, they'll make it. I'm just blown away. Just blown away. Everybody's drank the Kool-Aid and bought into the whole, hey, this is the only way we can do it type of deal. Man, I really... And the red line's too big there on that. If I wanted to use my Thor's hammer, not enough. I'd have to bring out a much smaller ball. Let's bring out a Quasar. I suppose I could try and hit a G-string rough bump from over here. Yeah, go ahead. Just put it in. I'm going against a replay. There you go. Woo! And that could be... what kind of top spin I got there? I need more side spin than 2. I need more side spin than 60. If you wanted to do a rough bump from over there, where's my second bounce? Oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Need more than 3 side spin if you wanted to start off over in that area. As you get a little bit closer, try and dig it up. Are we even going towards the cup? I'm going against a replay, so it's not like I'm pissing some person off. And I guess the only way to go, you can do what my other opponent did, where they bounced it over the sand, but I hate to put the sand into play. I really do. I really, really do. There was a period of time where people were bitching that we needed to do the practice by ourselves, and I was like, hey, I'm more all for that. Let me go out there by myself and do the practice, because you better make a shot thing where I can only do like 3 shots and then we're done, because I'll be out there for an hour timing out until I figure out what I want to do and then finally take the shot. Maybe Playdemic's response to that is by giving us replays. So they only give us replays where they went out there and they did the deal. And so that forces you to have to do the deal, because all we're getting is replays. So they didn't change anything, and but they did speed it up by only giving you replays. Maybe. Nobody wants to practice though. That hole pisses me off, and it pisses me off every single time we have it in a tournament. And I love this course, but that hole is a fucking gopher hole. Hole number 2. All right, this is not a gopher hole. Okay, the way I've been playing this, and this is my preferred way to play it. You can get up here if you bring a 3 power ball. You're at the plus 16 mark, and so you're at your red line here. And I think it's like, it was like 5.5 top spin, somewhere in that neighborhood, 5 to 6 top spin from here to get it over, hit the rough, try and bleed onto the green. And I was doing a plus 10, which is what I'm going to do today. But the problem with that is that you're at the plus 16 mark, which is the max for a 3 power ball. And so if you have a pure side wind or a tailwind day, you're all good to go. But if you came out to that same spot and you ran all of your top spin, so if you got a maxed out extra mile, that's 85 top spin. So instead of 5.5, you're running, well, who knows what you're running in our 9 scale, 1.1 per on our scale, but you're running 85. Then what you can do is you run all of your top spin, then you pull back from the red line and find the spot that works. So it might be the plus 9 mark or the plus 8 mark. And the benefit of doing that is that on a headwind day, instead of being at the plus 16 doing 5.5 and now you got to do overpower, you can pull back to the plus 8 mark, set it up with max top spin, and then take the wind out. And you've got a little bit of room between you and the red line. Now, if you were at the red line, you like doing the plus 16, you like doing it at the red line, and you're doing like the 5.5 top spin, and then we get a headwind day, you can bring out a 4 power ball, and you can pull it back to the plus 16 mark and set up the same shot. But you'd have to pull out a bigger ball. So the whole goal is to try not to have to pull out anything bigger than a power 3 ball. So I'm going to start off with a Titan, the king of balls. I'm going to do plus 10 on the drive times the wind divided by 1.2. Now I do have the benefit I'm using an APOC and it has 4 yards more of raw distance than an extra mile, but I got the same top spin. I will say, issue-wise, is that and that looks like it's coming through there hot. 3.3. Let's see. Where am I at? I'm at the plus 6 mark. 3.02. So let's just do 3 rings. Let's just 3 rings. Hitting it perfect. Let's really kind of watch to see where I hit. It's hard to tell if that was in the right spot, but right there, that was about where I wanted it. That was at the plus 6 mark. Plus 6 mark. Max. Top spin. And it pushed me off from I was going right at the cup and it pushed me off at that 10%. So maybe, how much would 15 have been? That'd have been, what, 3.2 rings? I'm gonna try 15 here. And that was more than, that was more than, I'm gonna piss my opponent off. Hey, I'm practicing today, dude. My opponent is like, okay, they're on the green, they'll make their eagle and I'll get my birdie. This is a waste of a special ball, I can tell you that. Ooh, close. That'll be in the rough. That will be in the rough. I'm gonna piss them off bad. My opponent is definitely like, okay, today's practice round. What a douchebag. I was playing some one-on-one the other day with my 99 account, and I wanted to see what some of the shootouts were and what we were dealing with in Tour 4. I was playing Tour 4, and my opponents kept getting behind, and I would purposely miss the shot and force a shootout. I found a couple of people that were interested in replaying. I was winning a lot, and then I got to the point with one of the people. I only had one slot empty, and I was going for gold chests, and I forced the shootout, and then they wanted to replay, so I replayed them and ended up winning 3, but only got 1 chest, which is kind of my opponent is really pissed. Hey, if we're gonna let's start early, that way we can get on some of these holes. We know that we made that, so we know we've got an idea. So on some of these holes where we're really going for it, if we start picking some stuff up now, we got a little bit of leeway. Hole number 3. Hole number 3. All right, my goal is to try and get down into here, and I got to remember what the deal is. So hole number 3, I didn't write down how much topspin I was using. When I looked at this shot, I was using an extra mile, and it seems like I had like 5 topspin on, but once again the apox got a little bit more raw distance, so 5's not going to work. So I might try, we'll see what feels right, but the goal is to get right out here, so I have this shot coming in. And with a 3 power ball, there's a red line issue. If you don't get far enough out here, if you're out in this area, you won't be able to do the rough bump. You'll have to bounce off the island. You got to get out here and have the right ball. So depending on what clubs you got and what level, like especially your secondary club, I'm going to use a sniper. You may have to use a 4 power ball if you want to use a sniper. Otherwise, you might have to come out here with a big dog or something. The thing with the big dog is you want to watch somebody who's playing this with a sniper so that you can see how much top spin you're putting on it, or how much spin you're putting on this second shot, and then you can, it kind of gives you an idea because you don't have any ball guide if you're using a bigger hitting wood. I could bring my Cataclysm in this account because I do have an upper developed Cataclysm, and it has almost as much ball guide. It would probably be smart to bring out a bag with a Cataclysm because it has almost as much ball guide as the sniper, but it hits 8 yards farther, so it would help me with the red line issue. Let's see here. Do I have a club? Do I have a bag with a Cataclysm and an APOC? I do. I do. And my Cataclysm with a power 3 ball hits. Where are my notes? Where are my club stuff? Here we go. Cataclysm 1.3 per ring. Let's put that where I can see it. Let's take that bag. And I'm going to take that ball. And I'm going to do a plus 15, but I'm not so sure it's not plus 15 plus 0.1. I'm going to do plus 15 to the cup. I'm going to take the drive shot the first time just at 0 and see where it puts me and if I need to add on. I think in the past I've done like a plus 10. Let me give you a word of warning here. When you set your shot up here, you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to do a big curl shot. You're wanting everything to go to the left. So if you're trying to get it to where I'm going and you put a bunch of curl on it to get it up in there, there is a tree out there that you don't see, you don't notice when you're setting the shot up. But when you put that curl on there, this tree right here is right in your way. Hey, damn it. I can't draw it. You'll see it when I take the shot. 3, 4, maybe 6. If I don't try and do any curl and I just run it up there, try and bounce it over, I'm going to do 6 from right here. So it's 3.2. 3.2 divided by 1.2 is 266. 2 2/3. 2 2/3. Hitting it perfect. And let's watch that second bounce, because that's going to be that bounce looked about right. The second bounce looked about right. That's nice. There's obviously some room in front of me, but it starts to go downhill and rolling off that front edge, not very far from where I'm at. That was 6 topspin. And +0. And that might change if we get into it. It looked to be about right. All right, I'm doing 15 to the cup. 1.15 times the wind divided by 1.3. There's max. I got a little bit of room. Little. That was 3 topspin. Is that right? 3 topspin, 1 side spin, a little less than 3. 2.2. 1.94 rings. I'm going to do 2. Oh. I would have loved to have seen what that looked like. Perfect. Damn it. Damn it. I'm going to change my notes and bring a cat. You can see, okay, you can see where I was at with my with my Cataclysm. Like, I had some room on my red line here. Especially on a headwind day, I had room to work it out. But I'm 8 yards less with a sniper. You're literally right there. So in a lot of cases, you may have to bring out a 4 power ball in order to make that shot happen on a regular basis. 3 topspin. A little shy of 3 topspin. Cat. 3 topspin. 1.3 per. All right. We know the deal on that. I'm giving back to the community today. I'm going to let my opponents win so they get a chest. I'm a giver. The person on the last hole did not think I was, though. All right. Hole number 4. Hole number 4 in the practice round. All right, I'm going to use a Kingmaker on this. Goal is to get up into this area right here and then go at the cup. And I'm going to do +10, maybe, my notes say maybe, plus 0.1 to the cup. And the goal is to get up there. You're either in minimum short iron or maximum wedge. I would prefer to be in minimum short iron. So I don't necessarily need to get every ounce of distance here. That bag will work. If I'm in my Cataclysm, shit went totally sideways, so stuff went wrong. And it seems to me that I've done a +10 on the drive here before. It is way down in a pocket, which doesn't mean anything in golf class. You could be way down in that pocket and do 0, and you could be way down in that pocket and do +50 on, and it'd be the same thing, one hole to the next. 3 divided by 1.2, it's 2.75 rings. Getting in that area. I'm gonna give myself plenty of room. Max topspin. Plenty of room. I'm gonna be 3 rings off up there. The +16 mark. 2.75 rings. And a 7,000 ring grate to the left, aka 2. That'll end me up in the rough somewhere. Get out! I thought I left myself enough room. When I max pulled it out, I was 3 rings off. I gave myself 3 rings of separation here, but when it was at rest, it was about 5. So I was going off in this angle, trying to make up this. This is why I did max curl. I want to set this shot up for a max curl shot. But what I should have did was set it up so that when I was max pulled, I was 5 rings off instead of 3. I should have maintained the 5 all the way up. I'm going to shoot it over to where I really wanted to get. You can do what my opponent did. They did not, and they're in the spot. They're definitely in wedge. Definitely in wedge. And I may shoot it over there but not get a shot because my opponent's going to make theirs. This is the area you're trying to get to. I laid it up. And that's actually probably a little, that might be about where you can get with a mortal ball. And with this wind, all they got to do is hit it perfect. Man, that seems like it was a little far off the cut, but if they hit it perfect, I think it's going to go in on the left-hand side of the flagpole. And it did. It did. Didn't get to take a shot. Damn it. Dag nabbit. Alright. Let's see if we can get this right. Let's go practice that one time. You guys are getting all kinds of bonus content today. Look at that. Look at that. Practice. Ricky, practice. Hole number 4. Hole number 4? It is hole number 4. Practice. Let's see if we can get to the spot. Hey, while I'm out here just dicking around, I'm not trying to get all of them. I freaking absolutely cannot stand. I did get one off of it. I had one in this one, and I had it in there forever and a day and couldn't get rid of it. And they wanted more to refill than it would be worth. And I'm going to use this one instead of the other one that I have on. Got that one. Seems like I have another one. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and get rid of those 2 that are on there. Since I'm out here and I'm not going to practice every hole, but Ricky, practice, hole number 4. Let's see if we can get this right. A 2-ring grate to the left should not put me in the rough that far off. So I was way off of trajectory. Way off. If I can find a replay. Albatrosity. What's the most famous city in America? Obesity. There's some, you can get on YouTube, watch the dad jokes. Those people are freaking absolutely hilarious. I'm not saying everything they say is right, but it's hilarious. Hilarious. Now you can go over there, and if you got a lower power ball and you need to do something, that's not a bad spot. 5 rings off. 5 rings off. That might be too far. I'm going to take 1 topspin off. 1 less than max topspin. 3 rings off. 3.2. Got a headwind. I'm going to do 3 rings. And in the headwind, I probably could have left all the topspin on. And I hit the same 2 ring grate to the left and hit the tree. Look at that. I went out too far. All right, I guess the safe bet here is to use my extra mile. Because I didn't seem to have those problems with the extra mile. The extra mile has a little bit less distance, but it's got the same topspin and it doesn't have as much curl, so you can't get in trouble like that. That area where I set it up where I was 5 rings off at the bottom, and then when I did max overpower, I was 3 rings off. That's the spot that I've set up I don't know how many times with my extra mile, and you can get out there into the spot. So, or you could do not max curl, which I find it easier on those types of shots to either do no curl or max curl. But that in-between stuff is what kills you. This random area right out here is kind of where you want to get. This be the area. Hole number 4, 1.1 times the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club. It should be in short iron. I'm in max wedge. 2.7 divided by 1.1, so it's just 2.7. 2.7 rings. There's 2.7. Isn't it perfect? Get in the hole. Get in. Get in, ball. Go home. And that was plus 10 at club. This is a hole that is super important to know your club numbers because it is at club. If you come out there and you are in minimum short iron and you play your max number, it's not going to work. You've got to know the numbers. If you didn't quite get as far as you normally get and you're in mid short iron, you need to know your mid short iron number, because if you use your minimum or if you use your max, it ain't going to work. You got to know the numbers for your clubs on a hole like this. So if you don't, go to Golf Clash Notebook. You can use Tommy's site, but I like the Golf Clash Notebook, the way you can view it when you go there to look at the clubs. That was plus 10 at max. I got that shot in the rough earlier because I over curled it, and somebody out there that was watching called 911. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And here they come. I'm going to write my numbers down for my thorn at it's 1.7, 2.3, 3.5 while the ambulance drives by. If anybody ever goes, hey, he's using some unauthorized stuff for his background noise, they can piss off, because I'm using the street behind my house. And I don't think there's any copyright or trademark stuff on that. Copyright. Hole number 5. All right. Which way's the wind blowing? That'll determine which way, how jiggy we got to get. Okay. It is better with this kind of wind. You can use an extra mile. You can't use a lot of curl, so the curl's not going to be an issue here. It's the raw distance. This is one of those shots where raw distance. With an extra mile and a 3 power ball, you're going to be right here. You may have to use a little bit of that wind in order to push you to the spot. If you've got an APOC that's got its 240, you can start off in that spot. The other thing that's difficult down here is when you're looking at your rings. I like to be a couple rings off, so like, you know, in the pocket down here, but it's hard to see where it blends in, and it's hard to see, like, are you really 2 rings off down there? And you'll end up pushing it and end up pushing the limit where you're like 1, and anything great to the right will clip the rough over here. You can go straight forward, and I know a lot of people this week are probably going to go straight forward. No, really nobody's going to go this way except for Dale Appleby. And that's only because there's only like 5 of us that remember how to do the shot from over here, and he's one of them. But most people are either going to do the shot that I'm doing right here in the middle, or they're going to go over to this new island that's over here. But I like this one because the shot on the other side is beautiful, beautiful. If we can get over there. If we can get over. If you've got lower developed stuff where you don't have higher than 65 topspin, if you don't have a extra mile that's got 85 topspin, you've got a mid-level extra mile that's only got 50. This is a great hole for a topspin boost ball. But if you have a club that has its topspin, it's risky to use a topspin boost ball because you can end up getting a great bounce and go over and miss the rough, because you kind of want to clip the rough and then bleed out and then stop. And if you bring out a topspin boost ball, you can miss the rough entirely and end up behind the trees. I got an extra mile. I got an APOC. I'm going to use that. It should be APOC Grizzly. That's it. If I have to use anything else other than those 2 clubs, I have failed. For some reason, I was thinking that, like, the shot to the cup, if you get to the right spot, was like -10. But I was watching a video today. You can see, like, right there, I'm like right at the deal. So, like, I'm going to have to use a little bit of the wind. What do we need? We need about 1.2. So it's 2.9 minus 1.2 equals divided by 1.2. So I'm going to do 1.41 rings. There's the 4-1. And there's the 1-4-1. And then we're going to lean just a little. Isn't it perfect? And just bleed out. Don't get back in, you rat bastard son of a bitch. I suppose I could have got a little bit farther out on that just to get a little more distance. I was trying to eke it. What I did there, I wanted to leave 1 ring in, so I took ring. The way the wind was blowing, it was blowing in our direction. So instead of taking the wind out and then putting a ring back in, I just subtracted out a ring from the wind. And I hit about right here, and it would have been nicer to hit a little bit farther into it. I'm going to chip it over to where I wanted it to be. Got to watch out about curl. And they put that little bit of overpower on it, and they left the wind in, and that's it. That's it. It's a small little pocket. You got to pinpoint place it. The goal is to get right out in here without rolling. And it does seem to me like they've made this hill a lot steeper coming on the other side, so that your opportunities to roll back down towards the rough area here are increased. It seems like it used to be more of a bowl on this side, and you didn't have a big ass hill that you had to get past. One of their little tweaks to the course. when they added the fairway over on the right hand side. The thing I liked about this course, and I still like it, but it's less, they've made this course a lot easier. They've given people outs because there used to be areas, like this hole is a prime example. There's spots you have to pinpoint it. You've got to pinpoint place the ball and get it in the right spot. And so you had to hit, you couldn't just throw it out there. And some of these holes, they've made it so you can throw the ball out there. I'm going to try the minus 30, so it's 0.7 times whatever the wind is. 2.8 divided by, there's min, there's max, so I'm at mid club, so it's 1 per ring, so it's 1.96. I'm going to do 2. I'll round it up. 2 rings, exactly. Let's get lined up with the wind somewhat. Here they come again. Man, there's a two alarm. Oh, fur! That is right there. Right there. Now let's see if my opponents really like it. Are they practicing today, or are they going to give up and not practice today? What's the deal? They don't get it. I'm going to try and putt it off the green and see if they'll go with it. It's unlikely. Man, it would be nice in the practice round to hit some of these shots perfect so you can start working on the... Normally in the practice round, I'm not concerned about the shots as far as like the shot to the cup. As far as like what kind of percentages or if I need to make an adjustment or any of that. Today's whole goal is to establish, to make sure that what ball I need and what clubs I need to get to the right spot. I wish there was a let's practice deal, like let's practice. Come on, come on, come on, come on, dude. Let's practice. No, they don't want to practice. They want. They were trying to decide whether they wanted to practice today. Yeah, today's whole goal is to make sure that I know what it takes to get to the right spot. Your drives are nothing more than delivery systems to get you to the right spot so that you can work on the second shot. And so if you're trying to do everything all at once, I'm a guy, for all you ladies out there, I'm a guy. I can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. So like I need to do one thing at a time and not try and multitask. So today's goal, it's always the goal during the practice rounds, is to find out what ball you need to get into this area. And it probably would be better to use a 4-power or a 5-power ball because you could standardize this. And with as steep as this hill is over here, it might be better to bring out a topspin boost ball, because I could have swore that this hill wasn't as bad in the past, where you really have to get up to this area in order to get over the top of the hill. Otherwise the hill might suck you back down to the rough. But to find out what ball, what club you need to get you to this spot, that's today's goal. Then we can see what we're working with our second shot. But it is nice when you can get to the right spots, or you're putting yourself in the right spots. It is nice to hit perfect so you can start the process. But evidently that's not going to be how it works today. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. They completely redesigned this hole, and I'm not a fan of this. I've hit some hole-in-ones on this hole, but it's, I don't know. I haven't spent the time to work on this hole. Somebody out there that really has this hole dialed in, leave a comment for everybody on exactly what the deal is. What I'm going to do is wedge myself way up here. I'm going to be a minimum club. I'm white ring off the sand, white ring off of the rough area, just wedged up. 3 side spin coming at the cup. And I can't remember if it's a little bit of topspin or a little bit of backspin. And I have no idea what adjustment I should do. There is an adjustment. There is a variable. But today I'm just going to do +0 just so that I can see how far the hell it pushes me off the hole. And to get this amazing feat done, I'm going to bring a katana and a sniper. Katana. Hey, not that one. Not that katana. This katana. Yeah, this katana. This katana. Let's uncheck that. I think there are a couple holes here that I'm using a katana on. Alright. I'm at minimum club, so it's 1.2. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 1-to-1. I'm at minimum club, but I'm just gonna hit 1-to-1. That's a 20% adjustment from that spot. So I'm gonna just do whatever the wind is. That's how many rings I'm gonna pull. I'm not so sure. Those trees are a little tight, but there might be a rough bump that you could do through here and hit right here and do a rough bump right at the cup. It's possible. I don't think you could use this area because of this tree. There might be a spot over here. Let's look at it. Doubtful. Dangerous, even if there was. Close. Now those trees are all over in your way. Okay, white ring, white ring. It's an easy spot to find. That's 3 and 1. To move it off of that just a little. Am I going at the cup? I'm going at the cup right there. 2.2 rings. There's 2, 2. Hitting it perfect. Maybe a little more. 1-to-1 plus 10. 1-to-1 plus 10. Let's see what that would work out to if it was let's do the math, because it doesn't always work out. It's not always the same. Is that 2.4? We'll pick 2.4 as an example. The way that shot worked out, it was at 1.2 times 2.4 divided by 1.2, so it ends up at 2.4. But if we change that to 2.3, that'd be 2.6. If it was 2.4 times 1.1, it'd be 2.64. So it might be plus. I'm working the math here real quick. Hold on. 1.3 times. That would be divide. That would be y divided by 2.6. So it's if you played it like it was supposed to be, it'd be 1.3. If I did a 30%, it would be 1.3 times the wind divided by 1.2 equals 2.6 with a 2.4 wind. I think that was. I'm not sure if that was 2.4 or not. I just picked that number. But if I played it at 1-to-1 and then added on 10%, it would be 2.64. I'm gonna try the 10%. It might be the 30% plus 0.1. I'm gonna mess around with it. Like I said, I've hit some hole-in-ones on this hole, but this is another one of those gopher hole deals. This is the racetrack hole. That hole that we just played was also a racetrack hole, but there was a shot, a legitimate shot that you could take on the right-hand side. There was a couple of them. You were still going down a big ass hill, but I had found a spot on the right-hand side where I was having a lot of luck getting hole-in-ones on this hole. Instead of using the racetrack side, which is the left-hand side, I was playing it to the right, and then they changed it. And there was like a couple tournaments where I finally had figured this hole out on the right, and then they changed it to this configuration that we just played, and I haven't had as much luck on the new configuration. All right, what am I going to do here? I'm going to take my number 2 bag with the rock, and I'm going to take a katana, which I have chose. Let's play. I'm going to start off at +0. I'm not going to do anything, and I'm going to do 3 side spin and 3/4 back spin. Outside edge of curl. My opponent goes first. And I'm going to be at minimum club. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be at minimum club, but I'm still going to just do a 1-to-1. So I'm doing a max pull even though I'm at minimum club. Don't ask. It's the racetrack hole. This is a hole where people stand. Most of the players during the week that are playing this course that live in the area, they get to play this course on a regular basis. They go out here and they stand with their back to the hole and they throw the ball over their shoulder. And then it ends up where it ends up. I mean, you have just about as much chance as you do if you're actually aiming and going for the deal. And that's going to be on the green here. And once it hits the green, it'll shoot off like a freaking, and it'll be to the, well, when it's coming down like this, it'll be to the right of the hole. Wow, that's a pretty common spot to end up. 3 backspin, 3 side spin. Yeah, I can set it up here. 3 side spin and 3/4 of a backspin. I'm at minimum club. White ring off the top. Right there, 3.7. There's 1, 2, 3, 7, just about. And I'm going out to the edge of the ball, the ring in curl. Getting perfect. Didn't get far enough. Got too far. That was all right, but that's the whole deal here is that it's so wishy-washy. You got your angle coming in, where you drop down on the green, how much speed you got. I mean, there's just so many variables here that you just can't control. I'm gonna go practice this hole because I want to show you there's several ways to play it. I think I got numbers for my, let's make sure I have a bag that's got, I got bags with Guardian and everything in it. I did a max shot right there at minimum club. So at minimum club it's 1.2, and I did a 1-to-1, which is it's 1.1, 1.2, and I did the 1 even though I was at minimum club. So I added on 20%. So I'm gonna add on 20% onto these shots. Let's make sure I have some bags. Let's make sure I got a bag with a rocket. And let's change this rocket bag to a Guardian. I got a Guardian, I got a rocket, I got a Cataclysm, I got a freaking Thor's hammer. I got just about any club that I want to try it out with. And let's take a, I don't know that I need the side spin. Let's take a Titan. If I might be able to switch this to a Katana. Let's go look at that hole. Hey. Let's practice. Practice. Hole number 7. Rookie. Let's practice this one time. I just want to look at... I wanted to take that shot right there so that I had that in my bag if I'm, you know, I kind of have an idea of where to start. And I didn't get to pull that as much as I wanted because I set myself up too close to the minimum red line, and I overshot it. But if I would have pushed forward a little bit more before I set the shot up, before I pulled the wind out, there is some shots that we can do from right here. If not, let's bring that Thor's hammer. Let's put max backspin on it and see if there's a spot up here where I can get that ball guide so that it's going towards the cup. So where am I at right there? I'm 2 rings off up in that spot, going right at it. 4-3. Where am I at? I'm at minimum once again. I'm going to do a 30%, or I'm going to do the 20. So 1.2 times the wind divided by whatever max Thor's hammer is, which is 1.1. And we'll try it from there and see if we can get a little bit, some kind of setup that's a little bit more like a real freaking shot instead of throwing it over your shoulder. And I always like to hit a little bit higher up on this hill so that you can get a little more whip. That might not be too bad. You need to get way over there into that corner in order to get to the cup. They might actually be on the other side of it. That was an overhit. Okay, whatever the wind is, 3.4. Get up here, max backspin, max 2 side spin. That was 2 rings off. Where was that spot? Oh, did I have max? No. Maybe I didn't have max side spin on. .7 rings. There's, timed out. Damn it. I thought I had max side spin on there, but evidently I didn't. Evidently. And of course my opponent takes the shot. They see I'm practicing. Nobody's practicing, and that was a replay because you could tell from the ball guide where it's going off to the side. So I really do think that that's how Playdemic has done the speed up. That keeps people from going out there and doing it if they're playing against maybe occasionally we'll pick up somebody, a real person, but I think that the way that they've sped this up is by always making sure that we play and practice against a replay. So people can't do that, where they can't go, hey, that person's practicing. Rat bastards. I'm going to practice that one more time. I have one more practice token. I have one. All right, hole number 4. Let's see if we have the deal here. Hole number 7. Hole number 7. And I'm going to play with that bag. And I'm going to play with the ball that I have chosen. All right. Hole number 7. Practice. Let's try it one more time. One more time. Here we go. Here we go, and then I gotta wrap up these last couple holes. I got a busy day today. Busy. Hey, here where I can see you. Okay, that is max backspin, a 1 right-hand side spin. Right off of the area, right off of the transition, 2.5 rings. Hitting it perfect. Damn, finally hit a perfect one. And not enough to get me down to the cup, not enough speed. I'd have to start a little bit closer. I'd have to pull that shot down where I was set up here. I'd have to pull it down a little bit more to the hole so that when it hit up here and then engage the green, and pull it down a little bit more into here so that it starts off on the green. Maybe. There's a bunch of different ways that we can play over there by those trees. I think there's a rough bump over there as well. I think it's dangerous as hell, but I think there is a rough bump. And I think the last time we played this hole, I was doing the rough bump. I was bringing out, I think I was doing the rough bump the last time we played this hole. All right. There's a couple ways to play it. I'm not sure. Just something to make this hole like a real hole instead of a throw the ball over your shoulder. Just something. I think I had the right idea with the shot on the left-hand side. I just didn't give myself enough room to work the wind out. I think that's why I hit it long. All right. No more practice. No more. Hole number 8. I have no notes for hole number 8 because I don't even remember the original hole here. I can't remember what the original hole looked like. I'm like mind blanking. And then they set it up. They had another hole, another configuration of this, and then they changed it again to this one. But somewhere out in here, you kind of have two options here. You can thread the needle, but it seemed like the last time I played here, I really was trying to go out into this area. And I'm not sure what ball you need, but I'm pretty sure you're probably going to need something big. And you might need something big so you don't have to do any overpower on it. But you might, I don't know. I can't remember it, to be honest. I just can't remember. APOC. Let's start off with a berserker. I'm gonna unpin that. Let's pin that just in case. All right, I have no clue. None. Nothing, nada, zippo, zilch. My note sheet is completely blank on this hole. I know we played this hole a couple times in tournaments, but I didn't go find the tournament that we've played them in. Well, we might not need a power 5 ball. Let's try it with a power 3. Yeah, there's the red line. I'm going to pull back. This is another one of those like the one I'm going to do max. Man, it almost seemed like I was trying to do that area right there. It almost seems like it. I'd really like to be right in that area. I'm going to do that shot right there. 2 rings off at the +6 mark. APOC. I have no idea what kind of an adjustment to do, so I'm going to start off with just wherever I'm at in my club, which is max, and we'll try it from there. See what the deal is. Tighten. +6 mark. Max. Top spin. 1 left side spin. There you go. They got lucky they bounced over that sand. That'll work. That'll work. That'll work, my friend. Alright, it was max and 1. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was max and 1 this way. There we go. Was it 1? ¾ 2.9 divided by 1.2. It's 2.41 rings. Here's 241 exactly. And a perfect. Now I'm more concerned about the bounces going through here. We really want to see, like, do we need, I'm in the sand, so I needed to do an adjustment. Whew. Needed to do +10 on that. +10, and I think it was a half to 1 left side spin. Good luck. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. People are like, dude, what the hell were you doing? I'm practicing. That's what I'm doing. I'm practicing for free. You can practice for free on Mondays. All it costs you is some coins. You don't have to spend gems to buy practice tokens. That's the deal. All right, my absolute favorite hole in the game is this par 5. And I liked it a lot more. It was a super tough Albie before. It's still a tough Albie, but it's not quite as tough as it used to be. You used to have to hit over to here. That was really, spectators over here. Nobody hit over to this side. The greenskeepers were always pissed that they had to maintain the greens over here, but nobody hit over there. You hit the here and you'd go this way. This finger's a little bit different than it used to be, but there was a shot from over here. If you're going to see people during the week that are trying to get over here and they overshoot this, and they end up behind the trees and it blocks their shot. Here's one thing. This elevation down here is, taking this shot over here, I always did a +10. But taking the shot over here, I'm going to do +0. This area is definitely downhill, and this area right here is actually pretty flat. Not that the elevation has any difference, but in my experience, the variable that we use if we're taking the shot over here is +10. And I'm going to start off with a 0 over here. And I'm going to use a rock and a kingmaker. Now on a headwind day, you might have to bring out a bigger ball, or you'll have to do a little bit of overpower. The dreaded word when we're trying to pin. This is a blind curl shot. You need to practice this shot to establish how much you need to put on your ball. I'm going to use a kingmaker. Heartbreaker. Two and a half topspin, or 2 1/4 topspin. 3 left-hand side spin. All my side spin. I'm confused about technically this should be, I have no idea how their scale works. The squirrels are behind me going, where's the dogs? We have 10 side spin now. This is another one of those areas where it's hard to see where the pocket ends, and it's super easy to put yourself too far into the pocket. And you do not want to end up in the rough down there. You will not be able to recover. Nice. 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 Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. All right. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. So 3 rings of separation. 1.9 rings. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa. I over curled that. So I could be like 3.5 rings. 3.5 rings off. I either over... That wind was 1.9 miles an hour. If I added on 10%, that's just going to make it 2.1. 2 and some change. 2.1. And that 0.2 would have not put me... That was you want to be on a... You want to set it up so that if you hit a grate to the left, you're still in the fairway, and you hit a grate to the right, you're still in the fairway. And on that particular shot, the only thing that would have saved me was a grate to the right. And the grate to the left would have really been in the rough. But I think maybe a 10% might have been good because, hey, I'm not going to do that. This is where you really want to end up. It's right here. So we can practice this shot. I want to check out the rough bump here. There is a rough bump here, but I think you got to be... I'm not sure I have enough spin. You're right at the red line. Get where I can see you. No, you don't have enough spin. You'd have to have a 4-side spin ball in order to do that. I'll pull back just a little from the red line. Just a little bit more. .3, 3.71 rings. There's 371. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if it goes in. If it goes in, I'll tell you what I did. If it, oh man, I barely made that spot. Barely made that spot. Geez, it went in the hole, but the deal is that I barely made that spot. I did a 12.5% adjustment. It's one of the things you can do if you're using a calculator as opposed to using the apps. The apps, you can only do it in 5. I barely got that first bounce right here. I mean, there was 2 blades of grass from the fairway. They clipped that area with the mower, and there's a little gouge right there, and I hit the fairway. I barely hit the fairway right here, but the trajectory to the cup was obviously good. Danger, Will Robinson. There is a rough bump here, but I think we would have to have a 4-side spin ball in order to do that. The thing about it is it might not be a bad idea. This might be a great hole for a 4-4-4, because down in here, I was at the plus 16 mark. I was at the red line, and I gave myself 3 rings of separation on a max curl shot and ended up over in here, the wind blowing this direction. Was it blowing that direction, or was it blowing, which way was the wind blowing? I don't know. Dang it. Let's see what my 4 power inventory is. Do I have any 4s, the utility balls? This is a ball that should definitely be in the store. We've been playing the game for 7.5 years now, and you'd think that they would have mixed it up and added some new balls, some new standardized balls into the mix. But it would now be an 888. I don't have any 888s, unfortunately. I don't even have any 88, whatever the wind would be. I don't really want to. I don't want to blow my top spin boost balls. So like I have this one here, it's got more side spin, but I really don't want to have to blow a top spin boost ball on that, because that's a waste of a top spin boost ball. Possibly this one. I mean, that might be good, especially if you were trying to bring out the side spin so that you could do the rough bump, and having some precision wouldn't be a bad deal. Wouldn't be a bad choice at all. I got one of those balls. One. Only one. I could play that on the last hole in the weekend round. The problem with doing that is the adjustment from up top might not be the same exact adjustment that you're doing from the bottom. Yeah, those are my only. I don't have a big inventory of 4 power balls, so that's it. That's it. What do I have in 5 power balls? Let's look at side spin. 5 power side spin balls, 0 wind ones, and I'm saving those 0 wind ones. There's a couple holes in the game that you really like. You need a ball. You either need a 5 power ball with top spin boost, or you need a 5 power ball with no wind, so you can use the wind. You use the wind on the tailwind days, and you bring out the top spin boost balls on the headwind days. Yeah, I'll have to look at my inventory and see what I can possibly bring out that would enhance that shot a little bit. I like that hole, and I've hit a lot of Albies on that hole. I've hit some from the new configuration, but this has always been a hole that I've had a lot of luck on, even from the side that my opponent hit on. All right, thanks for watching. That was my practice round. Hopefully you picked up something, or maybe I made a mistake or did some shit, and you'll go, okay, hey dude, that's not how we're doing it. If you have any ideas on hole number 1, it's not hole number 1, it's hole number 2, those par 3s, let me know. If you're like killing the par 3s, leave me a comment. Let everybody out there know, so everybody can come and look and see what the deal is. But on these par 3s that are out here, is it the hole number 1? It is hole number 1. I've just had it with this fucking shot. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the oldest video I ever shot on this hole, because I will tell you that these moguls, this green used to be pretty flat, and now it seems like it's a ski slalom to get to the cup. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, do all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Stay safe, my friends, and have a great week and have some fun.